Hey guys, it's Loves to Loom here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create this super cute Norwood bracelet. This bracelet was sent to me by Brett. His Instagram name is _looming_center. So you may check him out on Instagram and give him a follow for me. I will have his profile pic up as well. Here's the front side of the design, and it is reversible, so you can certainly flip it over and wear it on this super cute side as well. To make this bracelet, you need approximately 170 bands depending on your wrist size. And without further ado, let's get started. To make this bracelet, you need one loom, one C-clip, and your hook. We only need the 2 bar pins so you can remove the back row and have them facing in the arrow facing in the right direction. We will only be working with 5 pins, and that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So as long as you have a section in the middle between those pins for your bracelet to grow, then you will be fine. I will be using black, turquoise, teal, and fuchsia today. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to actually start with laying my teal bands. And we're just going to lay them going straight out without any twisting. So I'll start on my right and then one on my left. Just like that. And now we're going to lay going on the inside. We're going to lay 2 bands, which I'm going to start with my fuchsia. So one on the left and one on the right. So it should look like that. It's pretty much making a W. Push them down a little bit, and now we're going to add on a cap band. So it's just a double looped cap band on each pin. You can use your hook or just do it right here on the pin, whichever is easier for you, as long as it is wrapped around 2 times. Do that on the right pin as well. Sorry about my hand getting in the way. So that's what it should look like so far. And now we're going to go ahead and do one of the hooking steps. First, we're going to loop the middle bands back to themselves. So we're going to go inside this left pin here, pushing that double cap band out of the way, picking up the fuchsia band, and bringing that forward. We're going to do the same on the right side. So get inside that double cap band, grab the top band, and bring it to the middle. Just like that. Now we're going to go ahead and loop the outside band. So going back inside this left cap band, grab your turquoise and bring it forward. Do the same on the right side. Push through the cap band, grabbing that turquoise and bringing it forward. Just like that. Now I'm going to turn my loom around so you can see what I'm doing. If it's easier for you, you can certainly just reach over and loop it, but I want you to see what I'm doing, so that's why I'm turning it around. We just want to loop these bottom 2 bands on this middle pin up and over. So grabbing these 2 bands right here, you're just going to bring them up and over into the middle. Just like that. Turn your loom back around so your arrows are facing to the right. Push all your bands down a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and add on our second layer. So I'm going to start with my turquoise again. And we're going to lay our outside bands first. One to the right and one to the left. And now before we lay our middle bands, what we're going to do, and we'll do this for the remainder of the bracelet, is we're going to bring these 2 cap bands up and over now before we lay our middle bands. So just starting on the left, grab that bottom cap band, which should be 2 bands. Bring it up and into the middle. Do the same on the right side. Grab that cap band and bring it up. Go ahead and push those down. And now we can go ahead and lay on our middle bands again. I'm going to alternate. I'm not going to use fuchsia the whole time. I'm going to go ahead and lay my teal bands. So just one to the left and one to the right. Just like that. And now we're going to actually turn our loom around again, because we need to bring those middle bands up and over again before we do anything else. So on the middle pin, you're going to grab the very 2 bottom bands and bring them up and over, right into the middle like that. You can turn your loom back around And now we're going to go ahead and add on our cap band, which is going to be black again for me. So remember, we just want this wrapped around 2 times. One on the right side and one on the left side. Just like that. And now we're going to go ahead and loop our colors back to themselves. So going inside the left cap band, we're going to push it out of the way, grab the very top band, and bring it forward. Do the same on the right side, pushing back the cap band, grabbing the top band. Oops, that's not supposed to happen. So my cap band just actually popped off for me, so I'm going to just quickly fix that. If what happens to me just happened to you, you can just remove the cap band, grab that band, pop it back on the pin. It's super easy to fix. And replace your cap band. Like so. Sorry about that. So I'm going to go back inside my right cap band. This time I'm going to hold it. Grab the top band. And bring it forward. Just like that. Now we're going to go back inside these cap bands so we can loop our turquoise bands. So going inside the left, grabbing the only band left, bringing it up, but to the left one. Now repeat the same on the right side, and bring that to the right. So it should look like that. Turn your loom around, or reach over, whichever is easier for you. And now we're going to loop the 2 bottom bands on each one of these pins. So I'm going to start on the right side, grab the 2 bottom bands, and bring it up. Grab the 2 bottom bands on the middle, bring those up, and bring the bottom 2 on the right side up. Just like that. So now they're all in the middle. Turning my loom back around again. Push them down, and we can go ahead and add on our next layer again. So again, I'm always going to be using my turquoise for my outside bands. So I'm laying one to the right and one to the left. And remember, now we want to bring those cap bands over before we do anything else. So starting on the left, I'm going to bring that up, and I'm doing the same on the right side. Just like that. Pushing it down just a little bit. And now we're going to add on our middle bands. So I'm going back to my fuchsia. And it doesn't really matter if you lay the left first or the right. I would just stay consistent so you don't, mess up. Consistency is what keeps usually everyone on track. So now that we've done that, we do need to loop the bands back here up and over before we do anything else. So once again, you can either reach back here and pull them over or turn your loom around. So I'm going to grab the 2 bottom bands just on the middle and bring them up. Turning my loom back around. We're going to now add our cap bands on again. Making sure they're double looped. And I know my hand gets in the way when I do my cap bands. It always does, so I'm sorry. But that's all I did was add my 2 cap bands on. And now I'm just going to loop the middle back to themselves and then the out ones back out. So I'm going to push my left cap band out of the way. Grab that top band. Carefully, making sure not to lose the cap band. And do the same on the right side. Grab that very top band. And pull it forward. Now we're going to do our turquoise or our outside bands, bringing them back to themselves as well. Just like that. Turn your loom around. Now we're going to bring the bottom 2 up and over again on each pin, starting from the left. Now on the middle, bringing those 2 bands up, and on the right side. Just like that. Turn your loom back around with the arrows facing to the right. Push your bands down, and we're going to do that all over again. So I definitely feel like, just like any bracelet, once you start doing it a few times, it definitely is pretty simple to pick up on. It's just remembering to keep bringing those bands over. So I did lay my 2 outside bands. So now we have to bring the cap band up and over. Just like that. And now we can go ahead and add our middle bands. Since I'm alternating, I'm going back to my teal. For me, this was the most trickiest part because I kept forgetting to want to bring those bottoms up. So now this is where you want to reach back here or turn your loom around. I'm just going to reach this time. Grab the 2 bottom bands on that middle pin here and bring them up and over. Just like that. And it's time to add our cap bands on again. So double loop those cap bands. Just like that. And now we can go ahead and bring them back to the middle. Grabbing the top band. Now doing the right side. And now going back in the cap bands and bringing the outsides out. Just like that. I'm going to turn my loom around and bring the 2 bottom bands up and over once again on all 3 of these pins. Just like that. Turn it back around with the arrows facing to the right. Push your bracelet down. And we'll repeat that again. So I'm just going to keep doing it a few times without repeating the steps. Just follow along in case you haven't picked up the steps already. Okay, so I feel like I've done it enough times to where you guys could definitely pick up on the pattern, and I wanted to show you how it's growing at the bottom. So you definitely want to just come down here and give it a nice tug. You can start seeing that awesome design forming. I absolutely love how this turns out with the little like dash looking things on the side and how it comes together in the middle, and the back looks super cool as well. So anyway, I am going to go off camera to finish up the length of my bracelet. If you have any troubles, please watch the previous instructions and I will come back at the end and show you how to close it up together. I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so I did go ahead and finish up the length of my bracelet. So now we can go ahead and get it closed up together. Just make sure that you did the very last step that you would do before restarting that process all over again. So your loom should look like this. You should have your 2 cap bands in the front, which would be 2 bands. So the 2 cap bands here, and then in the back they should all be looped, so there should be 2 bands on each of these 3 pins. So it should look just like that. And if it looks like that, we can go ahead and get it closed up. The first thing that we are going to do is bring these 2 outside bands into the front here. So I'm just going to start on my right side, lifting these 2 bands off of this top right pin, and we're just going to carefully remove them and bring them forward like that. Doing the same thing on the left side, grabbing these 2 and bringing them forward. Just like that. So now we are down to 3 pins. We're going to take 1 band. I'm going to use the same color that I was using for my cap bands, and we're just going to wrap it around all 3 of these pins right here. So just 1 single band stretched around all 3 of these. We're going to now bring the bottoms up and over on each of the pins. So I'm going to start in the back, bring that forward. We have 4 bands on the front too because we have that cap band on the bottom. If you cannot grab all 4, you can certainly just grab 2 at a time. I like to grab the top 2 first and then bring those over. And then grab the bottom 2 and bring those over. Doing the same on the right side as well. So now you should be left with 1 single band on all 3 of these pins. And now we're just going to bring these bottom 2 up to this top one. It doesn't matter which side you start on first. Just be careful not to lose any of your bands. I'm going to turn my loom around. And this is where we are going to attach our C-clip. There's a total of 3 bands on this pin here. So just slide your hook down in there. And I recommend doing this part on the loom. It's just a little bit easier for this design. Slide your C-clip on and pop it off the loom. Just like that. And this bracelet, I meant to tell you, does curl up, but it wears very nice when you have it on. So just give your bracelet a nice little stretch. I think this is super cute looking. Here it is before I clip it. So it is reversible, and I did have a band break. I've never had that happen during a tutorial before, but I fixed it, so it's barely noticeable. But yeah, so come down here to the other side, and I just grab these 2 bands right here at the very end and clip it on, like so. And there you have the completed Norwood bracelet. Let me just zoom out here a little bit. There we go. So there you have the completed Norwood bracelet. I love this design. I'm super glad Brett was kind enough to let me do this tutorial. Again, as I just stated, this is the design created by Brett, also on Instagram as the_looming_center. So definitely credits to him for this awesome design. Give him a follow for me. And hopefully you guys like it as much as I do. Once again, it is reversible. So there's the back side. But this is my favorite. This side is super cute. So if you guys like this design or this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Also, if you have not done so already, hit that subscribe button below. You can also check me out on Instagram at Loves2Loom. Hopefully you guys like this as much as I do, and I will see you at my next video. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye!